three friends who go on a mother's retreat to Martha's Vineyard, and they become embroiled in an art heist. It's about friendship and honor, family and obligation, life and responsibility. It grapples with themes of creation versus destruction, wisdom versus material, nature versus nurture. But mostly, it's about healing our world. Aside from its natural beauty and the artisan culture that just breeds inspiration for artists, I chose Martha's Vineyard, Massachusetts because of the very fact that it is an island. Symbolism there makes for a very relevant setting. Geographically, the sandy soil and clay cliffs are constantly shifting and changing its shape due to the tidal pull. So the island is likened to some kind of perpetual embryo, if you will, a piece of art herself. The narrative is told in multiple points of view because they reinforce the importance of community. Each character is so essential to that point of the book that there really is no other way of telling it. Besides, it makes for a really suspenseful unfolding of the plot because you can't know everything at once, as with an omniscient third-person narrative. Essentially, you are given 10 different perspectives in sequence as they all tell their piece of the story. Their voices just sort of take over, each one asking you to know them from the inside out. Julia Cameron, what I love about this character is her devotion to her job as a reporter who demonstrates just how easily folks respond to media. She is a beautiful, smart young woman who has her life together, and she demonstrates just how readily media can manipulate people toward harm or good. Always the presence of bad news of the world. I love that she is a vehicle for positive action. Evan Porter, our sculptor. How can you not love the very visceral Evan? Boundless with passion, he creates what he feels, living life honestly, always in the here and now. The owner of the Sculptor Garden and Gallery, he always pulls you in to take a closer look, and you will want to take a closer look still. The three friends. Let's not forget the three friends who open the story with their girls' getaway, the mother's retreat gone mystery adventure. Bridget Watkins, the effervescent and scatterbrained wannabe paperback writer, desperate to publish so she won't be forced to re-enter the dreaded public school system as an English teacher. Kelsey Sawyering, the athletic one with a dumbed-down career who strums her guitar through thick and thin of a failing marriage and cranky kids. And Danny Tucker, the overly analytical but perfectly adequate mother and career hound who is along for the ride when she discovers a reignited passion for art. Sean, the detective, seems a bit apathetic. Maybe he's just a little too cool. Stand-up family man, that's for certain. He's the everyday Superman gone into self-proclaimed semi-retirement, as compared to being a Boston City cop anyway. What's not to like about this guy? Paternal toward the island, under the code of officer to serve and protect. One can't help but wonder about him. Estelle, the art teacher, now she understands the love of art, and this she passes down to all her students. She is the quintessential mother to all, surrogate to Holden Gould, our tormented poet turned modern-day transcendentalist Harvardite. You must feel as though you're sitting right beside this guy, ready to smack and applaud him simultaneously. Of course, his backstory adds yet another layer of paint to the canvas, as well as abetting his alcohol consumption as life's elixir. Very much an homage to motherhood, but I have to make the distinction that the job of mothering does not stand alone. Physically, she needs a partner to conceive a child. Emotionally, intellectually, spiritually, she needs a network, a team, a world of support for her efforts in raising that child, and likewise, the world needs her. Motherhood is so often undervalued and taken for granted, especially by mothers themselves. For the love of art is totally an affirmation of the weight of a mom's worth for herself, her children, and society. Aside from helping to propel the plot and acting as a device for communication, there is blatant suggestion about how media influences people for good and bad. Like the debate over whether art imitates life, does media, especially news media, reflect human nature? Is it merely reflecting life, or is it orchestrated to play a much more pivotal manipulation of the people watching it? It really raises the question of integrity. Evan's inspiration comes naturally, yet it shows through life that we take the good with the bad. Really, I can't think of much that is specific without giving away the story. It is intentionally ironic that the missing painting is frameless, because really there are no bounds to art and no bounds to human compassion. The tale weaves in everyone, reaching out for all future generations and hopefully the reader. So in reading this, you will feel uplifted, inspired, compelled. You will feel as though you were inside the book, creating a lasting memory that will help move you forward in life, even after you flip the final page.